Welcome back to Timberborn and our Series 3 playthrough, where we are on Fortitude and we're in hard mode. Let's just get this going. Right, let's get rid of the elephants in the room. I think I was getting confused after a bit of conversation on Discord and showing in the image. I think I was getting confused because I was thinking I was using these things together, which I'm not. This is technically not going to be there. It was just a blocker, so if I make it OOFA, it doesn't matter. Right, so we don't need this, because I think this is a manual thing, although you can automate the lever. So we'll get rid of that. This can still stay, but we see the automate. Now I've got something to... now I want to automate something. The thing is I don't have the right. I think it's a relay, if I remember rightly. And this is the thing saying on if input is off. On if both inputs are on. But I don't think that's the one, but we just got to work out which one of these it is. This would be on if it's that. This one might not make any difference whether it's on. So on this is the sensor. So this would be this. On if both inputs are on. No. Is that pass through? On if inputs on. And that would that be connected to that? I don't know whether that's connected to that. Yeah, it's connected to that. So it might not even need this. Yeah, it doesn't need this. It's on if something's, and that then off on. It doesn't really matter what the flow rate is. Oh, is this? No, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. I've got the wrong one. I need the other one. Is that the one? That's the one. Let's automate that with this. So this is off at the moment. When this is reacts, I don't know. Didn't see reactions being there yesterday. Maybe it was just me. Maybe that's been updated. Have no clue. Off 0 on unlimited. I think that's the one. We'll see if Pigs has got it right. It's just to get used to what, I was getting confused about all the little things, but obviously this is the first time I've seen. This is why I didn't want to do a video. I wanted to allow you to see as I see it. And it looks as even if yesterday, I don't see that speed thing that was there before. I don't even remember that it was there. Right, so that's going to get picked up. This is the only thing that now needs to get blown up. We could put some dams at the front so we don't get anything coming backwards, but I don't know whether it makes any difference. But we'll take this out. We've obviously got a drought, so the drought doesn't matter. Most of this has been taken down. Our log stock is looking pretty healthy. I don't want to take any more water though. I'm going to start putting this on. And but now we got 126. Like I said, blimey, now like these things are absolutely extraordinary fast at building anything. So we basically 4 of them I think allow us strip all that others I don't know, but 120 something is a lot better. It's a lot healthier for sure. That should be on. Now, I might actually change this one to be one of the... Oh, no, I've got another one, so it doesn't matter. Right, we'll put that one on. We'll get some scrap metal in our... I think we got a system somewhere. There's some scrap metal. We fixed the paths last time. Remember, this was I think it was the last time... or was it the time before? Well, between the two, actually. I had to fix the paths. That means all this was now back with me. Because before... The good thing about this is that output's 22. I have no idea what that means. Because there isn't any outputs. Because we aren't getting any. Unless these class these as outputs. It was 22. It's still 22. So I have no idea what the output actually means. Unless it means anything to do with this. But then again, that doesn't make sense either. So it's like, what the... I don't know what the output... Obviously the input is 3. And the reason why it's 3 is because we've got this one. And technically now I don't need this actually. We're back on the... Now, remember, the last time we actually got this running, so the drought doesn't actually make much of a difference anymore. So really, I probably don't need this running. Now, if we go to the scrap, we go to the metal, let's say, it makes no sense. So we've got 5 inputs, which I don't understand what's 5. Unless the classes each know, because that's they're only ones, aren't they? See, we can automate this as well. All this automation, I'm going to have to get used to and see what we're thinking. But if this works, I won't know, like I said, I won't know until the bad water comes. I'm waiting for all this to be built. It's not got there, I don't think, yeah. No, it's not got. I've got to be careful because retreat planks have only got so many left. So, theoretically, if this turns on, measurement threshold higher, it is the contamination sensor. I don't understand why they just didn't do 2 sensors and just select the one that you want. Like water sensor. Instead of having like... You've got the contamination sensor, and you got a depth sensor, you got a flow sensor, a depth sensor would be really beneficial to say if you're getting out of water, you know, like say here it's going down. And you've got something that can fill it up, but once it gets to that, turn itself back off again. Now that makes perfect sense. That's brilliant. But the sensor, what about water sensor? You know, I suppose that it's, well, the comment, yeah. I suppose it's, I suppose you could, yeah, you'd still use it to say, if this is off, this would be the other way around. So this would be open, this would be down. And you would still have a contamination sensor. So this would be still used. In fact, actually, I think, if you think about it, you can actually use the contamination sensor twice. I think. Because, and you would have these on here, and then you would swap them based on this. So it would do the same, like what we've got here, but it would do it slightly different because you only need one sensor. Because you don't need a contamination sensor. You don't need a normal water sensor. But if you put the contamination sensor and it's off when it's good water and on when it's bad water, you can still use that on here because you can just swap the results. This is swapped around. I think that's how it is. Reaction speed. I have no idea. Oh, I know. I get it. I get it. In other words, how fast do you want that to come up, or do you want it to come down? Do you want it to go shoot straight down, or do you want it to come slowly down? You know, and that would then stop like flooding coming through and things like that. I get it. I think it's just understanding the parts to it. Once you understand that, then everything makes perfect sense, as we say. Let's do a bit of faster. We haven't got much water left. We haven't got much water left in here. Excuse me. I'm still getting them to pump this. If I've got... I think I've got enough to now do that. Get them all running. That should be full. Like I said, we could actually do we could do ones to this as well and connect all of these to one. So if a certain level hit, it would turn them off. I like the idea. It's just understanding what the individual ones do. I'm still creating a lot of 300 output. I thought I created a cassava output. Dead sure I've done that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Yes, I did. It's here. Yeah, I've got no more room for the food, which is stacked here. Thank you, PC. I mean, I could put some up here. I don't want to put it too far away. Well, that's Karabi's. Kazaba's no. That one. I don't understand why this and this are not on the same. I suppose that may be raw, and then well, you know, it's processed and unprocessed food, if you get what I mean. Then. Duplicate. That should now do that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Obviously, until we get these running, we're not going to get a. Yeah, see, now I'm absolutely blitzing this up. I've got 1800. I don't like the. Why is it? Why is the one a space? Why is the 1 and then a space and then a 421? That's the UI problem. That should be fixed. It's 1400, not 1 4-point dingy. I think they put a space between there. I think that's wrong. Anyway. So I've got enough gears. I'm getting enough metal. See, the metal's the only one that I can't do this one. You know, to basically set this on, and then we'll have even more power. Although if you look at it, we're pulling 1500, and we're only needing 200. Because I haven't got this one, and there's no point. It's no point in running this. I don't need any. But I've got 1800. We will be needing it eventually. This now can go. And I'll clean up. We'll clean up all of this. I think they'll have to come down at the bottom to do that one. Yeah, they're right. They're coming down. Right, to stop them from going in there, I'll clean this as well and put this down. That should be. We're not going to get it until obviously the bad water starts to come back to be able to get this going. Obviously, that's our channel. Now I could. Let's put this on, and let's put this on. Where am I going to block this off is the question. I've got 9 days to work this out. Let's put that. Let's put that there. Let's put a wood, a lumberjack, and get this going. Get this going. Although saying that though, I've done my numpty and put that in the way. So that will get going. I'll cut some of the wood here. Don't really well. Got 9 days. Let's make sure that let's make sure that the bit that I want to get cut is the one that gets cut first. So we'll do that because I'm thinking of putting it, let's say, here. And after that, I don't really care. But we got the 9 days. I might as well use the opportunity. I'm not going to blow this until I know that I've got that in. Right, that's in. And now we should be able to get this in. And now we should be. We can prioritise with the haulers. It doesn't really matter as long as we get somebody in there to cut this right. I'm quite happy with this. I think this will work. I can't see why it wouldn't work. We've got a blue colour, so that's connected to blue. Can we change the colours as well? No. Apparently not somehow. But we'll work that one out. I thought we could change the colour. Or maybe the colours of the. I could connect the sensor to say if such and such is on, then do a blue light or something, you know. light with this. There's a light somewhere. Indicator light with alarming this. So you could put this down and it would light up to say something's on. Oh, we're now back into our daytime. Very good. We've still got 7 days. How are we doing with this then? He's cut that down, so we can actually start to put a levy in there, I think. Well, no, actually, I can put dirt in there. That should be done. And I can put dirt in there. I just where's the dirt again? There. What I'll do is I'll put this in, but I'll pause it. That way you can walk through and get. We got 7 days left, so that's fine. This should be enough to send this into this hole and then out to here. If that works, we've already semi-sorted the bad water. I'll have to do, if this works, then I'll do a trench here. A double trench. And we'll send it, well, in fact, actually, it'd be better to move it into here. Blast a couple of holes down there, and it would fall into the trench here, wouldn't it? And now I'm just going to go out. The only slight issue is I've got no way of stopping that up to now. I don't want to change it until I know it's working, which is pretty important. I'm cutting them logs because I might as well. Logs is logs. How much I've got? I've got 37. I've only got 37. Scrap metal is definitely getting a problem, but I've got loads of scrap metal. But I don't seem to be. All the scrap metal is here. No, it's not. All the scrap metal is here. If I empty that, I could do with another hauler bus. I think that's the problem as well. I've got. Well, in fact, I've only got 4. Let's increase the. Let's increase that. On a district haul post. Let's have that. Well, what we'll do is we'll set it to normal if the places can be filled. I don't particularly want scrap metal in there either. I don't want it to be in here. I know I've got the thing down there, but I'm going to set this to off. This is obviously going to be set on when we've got the things to have it. That thing's 10. That'll do me, sugar plum. I just need, I need to have, comes with the water, doesn't it? 200, and I've only got 43. So that's a bit of a problem. Water is gone. And we got 5 days left. But water is not gone in our little pool. Works pretty well. I could put this in as well and let... $124. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on this. We've obviously got them all. When that goes back down again, I don't want it to go too Larry. This is a problem with the. These are all out. Can't really do much for that. That means they're going to be dead. But we've still got the food here, and we've got 3,000, and I don't even have any more room to even put any more. So I think we should. I think we should solve that. In fact, actually, if I duplicate this, and let's stack that on there. And then do this, and then do that. That's... I think it's a bit... It needs to make sure that you do this part right, because otherwise it won't work. Now we've got when we get the cannoli problem in, this'll just rise quite substantially. Outputs. Oh, and that outputs. I don't really makes any difference, but we are obviously, I'm going to keep building the food up. Because obviously it's important. This is working really well though. This is now sort of functioning, I would say, even. In other words, they're taking them out, they're putting them back down, and there's no too many of them around, if you can see. So that's working quite nicely. 3 days left, 3,000 in water. What I'll do, I'll put them on. Because when I get the water out, you know what I do, I completely forget. Now, we could actually do a depth sensor with that, I think. And we could automate these two to say if the depth is higher than this, push this in, and then if it's lower, then stop these and do it that way. So that might be something that we want to look at into this playthrough. The more I can do in the in this, the better it's going to be. Right, I'm going to set this going. This doesn't need to be here anymore. I'm not going to get rid of it because I could get, well, to be honest with you, I could cut trees, cancel that. All that's done. I didn't do that one. It doesn't matter. Well, in fact, actually, if I do that and turn that on, and I go back to cutting, just cut that one. I'll cut these ones. I've got 2 days left, so I've got enough time to put this in. In fact, what I'll do is I'll turn it on and just press the button. Would be a good idea, wouldn't it be? The amount of times I've noticed it's not just me, other casters do that sort of thing as well. You tend to pause the game and don't even realise you're doing it because that's how things are. In fact, actually, let's just cancel the cutting of that. And then he'll go cut this one. That's if he wasn't sleeping, not a joke. Because it doesn't matter. Once this cuts, I can... Oh, I'll put that in. Oh, well, it doesn't matter now. I accidentally put that in, I forgot. The talker's curse again. But anyway. Yeah, so we are, things are, are progressing. That's all gone. That's all gone. This will help the game out here somewhere, might we? Might as well. That's all gone. And that's all gone. And that's all gone. Yeah, so we'll leave that to just get cut. We can blast this down now. And that. That's probably should have been another one, but not to worry. I got one day. Nah, it'll do. It's the idea is so it doesn't. I'll tell you what it might do. It might actually overflow on here. So we'll. They ain't going to be able to get to that though. So one day left. Can they get to this? Yes, they can. Put that as priority. They can obviously do these. But they can't do this back one. The reason why is sometimes you'll find it'll overflow because it's a bit too close when it starts to surge. And we've got one day left. Make sure I've got everything in here already done. It's only going to, well, it is going to be bad water anyway because that's how it works. We've got a bit of water in here. We've got slightly no water left. We've got 2,000. Right. This should, we've got 0.8 of a day. Come on, guys. I'm going to give you 23 hours. This is so important to do. Would you please do that? Here we go. Here they're coming. Here they're coming. 1 in, 2 in, 3 in. 2 in. If there's one thing that annoys me even more, it's that. It's like, wait a minute, couldn't you were already there. Just don't go nowhere. Right, this'll help that ledge now. If it surges, it won't jump up. So we should be okay. Right, that's solved that a little bit there. I mean, we could obviously get this off the back. This is this abomination. But I'm getting more water, so I don't really need to worry about that. I probably want to send it this way. Because I think bad water's coming in here. I think bad water goes in there. So you would send it off the map that way, and then you wouldn't even have to worry about this. Let's just do this then. There we go. That's not too bad, is it? It's not too shabby. It's not doing anything. Obviously, this is all still working as intended. This would have been better if it was out of... Well, we got a nice arch there. This is what I mean. I wish you could have... I wish you could have things like you could build like these things. But you can't. And I don't understand why they don't allow you to do it. It don't make sense to me. Now they're going to be pumping this like mad beavers, and we should be able to get this going quite well. Now, seeing as I don't need these anymore, you know, on, I might as well not have them. It doesn't make sense to have this running and wasting beavers that could be doing other stuff. Oh no, that has to stay open because obviously if I close this, we'd only get that one. Not that it makes any difference because obviously the flow's going backwards. But now we're obviously getting over 2,000. We supply and demand. We demand. Could we do demanded all that? Oh, this isn't it? Yeah, they're hungry little buggers. These are. I mean, if we look at them, each one takes up about 700, but it's working. It's certainly working. That's now... Oh, yeah, there we go. I don't know where that was from then. Where did that come from then? So that's working. Jolly flipping good. That means this is all great. This is fine. I don't know where that came from though. Oh, I know why. I know. That's the reason why this come backwards is because this was filling up. Until this is full, it won't. It won't do anything. Now, here's the interesting part: is that we could block. Well, unfortunately, I suppose we could have dams. It would make sense to put this up to 2, though. So I think we'll do that. We'll just do this. And we'll have our dam system nicely in this little block here. Can they get up there? Yeah, they can get up there. Like this. And we'll just block it opposite 2. Is that the same height as that? No, actually that is one more height, so I don't really need to worry about that. I could blast it down to a 2. Actually, that might not actually be a bad idea. The reason why is because we could use that as our for more things and stuff. Probably quite like to blast that down. They can't get to that though. But they can if I do a ladder to here. Bad water. Bad waters again. Ooh, bad water, that's good. Actually, no, I want the bad water, don't I? I want to test out. Now, this should work. This. I mean, it's obviously working here. It's still off. So, if that works, then at least I know from future playthroughs, then I've got that working. This was the Achilles heel of because we're going into well, at the time, hopefully when you do this, the new playthrough will be already running, but I haven't started it yet. I'm just trying to think out when this video would be coming out. I think it's the same week as I'm starting. Because I tend to do 3 of these a week, so, but this is why. I mean, obviously I'd like to do it with more interaction with yourselves doing through the things like Discord and that. But the problem being is it's doing all these videos and then getting that interact because I have to wait for your interaction, which I wouldn't mind doing, but you know, I can get up there and do that one, so I don't need to worry. I'll put this one in first. I'm going to need to get it to somewhere here, but I'll probably just do all of that. And then we could bend this round this way eventually and cut into here and do that way. But if this bad water works, what I'll do is I'll do the same sort of. I will do it like I said. I'll work out where this line is. Do another one here. Probably have to, you know, put one of these up here. Put another one so it's in line with that. Then cut into here. Do a double cut. Basically that, but here. Then the sensor. But the sensor needs to be close to this really, because if we put it up here, that'll instantly open up that, and then we will lose some ordinary water. Which I suppose in some respects is probably not that much of a bad idea, because then we don't get the contamination. Although saying that at the moment, these up. The sluices work. But you can't, like I said before, the sluice isn't here anymore. It'll work. What they've done is they've kept it in, but you're not allowed to make a new one. I'm sure somebody can hack the game somewhere to allow that to happen. But that would be naughty. Unless, obviously, Morse code is what they do is they won't take the code out to add it. They just take it out the menu to do it, if you get what I mean. Right, so that'll. I mean, obviously that's using quite a lot, but they're only singles, and at least this will be as flat as that. See, we could then keep this in. Bury around another line here, fill this in, and then push the cassavas further out that way. Or we could have our this here to be another crop, because we got a lot of crops in here. Yeah, we got soybeans. I don't know. I don't understand how they requires a building farmhouse. So they must be the same then. This is a design. I don't know how they're running yet, but it's taken a while to get this to where we want to be. I've got 6,000 food. That's the highest food I've ever had in this game. Right, here we go. Woohoo! Bon voyage. That just did it straight away. So that's the thing we want. I know this is just going to kill everything, but I'm not too worried about that. So the answer to my questions is yes. We can do what we want to do. Do I just put that into there then? I don't really know. Just do another one here. I don't really need. Oh well, the thing is, no, I want it to go straight into the thing, so it'd have to be here, wouldn't it? Well, is that a 2? That's a 2. So you can do the 2 here and there. They'll come and do that. Oh no, we don't want them to come and do that. That's bad. I've just realised if I do that, this is going to be an issue because we've got the bad one, the water straight through it. Right. Stop that. That's going to stop them. They can't get over there and do it. This is definitely a lot of bad water that's coming out. Yeah, the flow of these. It didn't know what the flow is. Does it tell you the flow? No, it didn't tell you the flow. Actually, you could do it flows. I mean, you could have a flow sensor, and that would tell you how it works. But I'm happy with that. Unfortunately, he's stuck. Or is he stuck? Is he stuck? Yes, he's stuck. I'm gonna have to leave him there because he can't get back. No, he can't. No, he can get back. What am I talking about? Can't get back. He can get back around there, can't he? That's in. I don't need that anymore, and I don't need that anymore. That can go. That can go. How are we doing for time? We're doing okay. As you know, by looking at time for this game is an absolute nightmare. I always slightly go over the time. And I always apologize. So sorry for going over the time. I suppose I could stop that now. You know, and close that off. And then just, we know it works, obviously now. Like, you know, that was the whole thing that I was getting too confused of how to connect it up. and you know. But I think now we'll be able to get our third. We'll certainly have to see. I don't know, like, how they have to be, what they have to be done with. Coffee beans, food factory. Food factory needs power. Hydroponic garden. That's what's the crop look like? Oh, it looks like that. So I assume then it's in the fermenter then. Oh, it goes in the fermenter. We get 4, we get 10, we get 6, we get 20. Flipping roll on. That's a lot better. I've got no more water in this channel. I understand I could build this up. Well, it'd be a bit bad now, like, but still. I need to do something. We need to have a consistently more water, but the trouble is we are playing on hard mode, and it is, as it sounds. Yeah, let's, even if I don't need it. Okay, no, I don't really, no, I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Yeah, this is the thing. You can't drag downwards. That's always been the, no. Can you drag? No. I was thinking, I know you can multi-select with a line, but not a vertical line. Unless I'm doing it wrong as per usual. Oh, no, they can't get in there because I did this off, didn't I? I was a bit worried about them walking over, but I'm not now because I've turned that off. We can get this ready for the next Badwater. And then I'll just, I should be able to just practically turn that off then. Well, that might be a bit of a problem. Unless I take the idea of how far is this down to the floor? Oh, it's fully down to the floor. That's a bit of a problem. The reason why is I was well, I mean, there is another way, obviously. I don't know whether you could... This is what I was thinking. Could you do one of these with a lever, and it would lever this up and down based on... Oh, actually, no, you could... Because this is a sensor. So you would censor that and saying if there, that's it, isn't it? Ah, don't want to do that. That's all right. Oh, they've already done it. Thank God for that. What I was thinking was putting a like a thingy gate for that. So when this sensor was on, it would push these up to the, you know, like it would put them up, and then this would overflow this way. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Yeah. No, I will have this. I think that's what I'm going to do. So this line here, which means this line here. This line here needs this in, I think. Although saying that, that's... Oh, it doesn't matter. I can just do it. Do that. Because this is the one... I think... No. Well, no, it won't be that one. Let's just cancel that idea. They could get as much that as done as they want. There's a really weird... Yeah, because they could do these lot. I think for next play we'll be able to solve this problem. And I'll be able to take these out. And this will flow into this channel here. And we'll have a block of a dam or something down there. Just to... Or floodgates, either or. It doesn't really matter. And then all this section then is coming back to me now. Oh god, don't sing. Actually. But you can get the ideas of how the automation can, you know, we can really push the automation on this into a... Once I get my head around it, we could do all sorts. I think the Badwater is going to carry on for the rest of the play. So I might use that for a screenshot actually. I quite like that. Ooh, that was satisfying. Apart from I've got that one. So that now is the same level as that. What we'll do is we'll start thinking about. Obviously, I can't do it at the moment, but I can think of a channel around here, and the channel needs to be 2. So if we, I won't go to the end, obviously, until I can solve this problem here, which is why this is doing this. This will be solved with this. And then I'll push this. Don't care about the good water going up there, but I care about the bad water going up there. These two are now... Well, in fact, actually, that one I don't need... I only need it to there. This one needs to come down, because this one is in line with this there. I will need to take out these two, I think. That's the line, yeah. So it'll go in there. I'll need to take out a 2 here though. That sensor's probably best served up here, closer to the source. So when that gets a 1, it'll automatically close these down. So it won't, you know, because we don't want what we don't want. We don't want the good water, the bad water to start going in there. So if I do it here, we've got all this. In other words, it could go into there and then contaminate or slightly contaminate our thing. We don't want we don't want that. That's a no. That can go. So things are happening now. Now we, like I said, we've got version 1 here to things that we can do. I could probably go right the way around that actually, and that would be quite nice. I'd like to rebuild this into a metal version, but that means I'm going to get rid of the things. But I suppose I'm going to do what I'm going to do, or at least try to come up with something. How are we doing with that? Oh, we got a lot of extract. Have I got any more? Can I put like? I could by getting rid of this. I don't really need this anymore, do I? What's this holding? Scrap metal. No, it's flipping not. Why is it not holding scrap metal? Because we haven't got any left. I've absolutely decimated the scrap metal. That's a problem. That's a real problem. But I'll tell you what we will do, which will be faster. We got scrap metal there. We got scrap metal there. In fact, actually, I already have the. I'm already doing it here for some other reason, even though I've got nothing on. Let's start thinking about a subway. I like that idea. And I like the idea of going straight over there because it's more direct than coming this way. Although saying that though, the subways do use an enormous amount of metal. No, not really. They use more planks than anything else, apparently. If we look at that, I mean, obviously that uses gears, and that's fine. But I think it's a valid thing to have, though. The only trouble being is well, there's a way of doing it. There's definitely a way of doing it. I'm thinking of having it right the way through to here, which then means it could travel through there into our space here without having to have a yeah, we can do it. I think I've figured it out. That there would be this and this. No, this has got to be a 2, hasn't it? I'm just building this to start with, and we're going to discuss it. We've only got a few minutes left anyway. Although that's not how a subway works, is it? It doesn't work like I'm thinking it works. No, it doesn't work like that thing. It has to be drawn to the line. To the line. So that's not going to work. But we will get it to work with this. Because I want this to be sat on top. As we can see here. It's a bit weird, I know, but it'll do for now. This on top of here, the only trouble is obviously they can't get out from there. There's no path in, so I'll have to go back even one further. Because there's no path into that. You know me, I do these crazy ideas. That would be there. We'll pause that for now. So that's your path. But obviously they can't get around, you see, because there's no way of getting down to there. But we can solve that. Let's cancel some of this, that, and that. For continuity purposes, I'm going to get rid of this as well. Then we want to send this round. How are we doing? Oh, we're at now a minute. We're out an hour, I should say. But let me do the dirty in here. I'm gonna also make sure that I do that if I'm gonna do this, because they'll might walk up there and do something that I don't want them to do. That's fine. This is for my thumbnail, which you'll see, but then you won't see because of the end of the video. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you in the next one, where we've finally got this working, and we're expanding now to sort out some of them more. So keep an eye on things. Things are all happening, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.